Today I'm at home making a quick Audi update video on my coupe that I did the 1.8 swap on. Just showing you guys where we're at right now with it and what needs to happen before it's ready to go. Me and my buddy are doing the programming. My friend is the tuner that's taking care of all of this and trying to get this car running right. He's putting all the work in with this. And what he's up against is something kind of dumb and kind of already understood about this ECU, but we're fighting it anyways. It's the ME 7.5. It's a Bosch ECU out of like a 2004 Jetta or a Beetle or whatever that has a 1.8. And the way it works is it has pretty much, trying to give you a really rudimentary, how this thing works. It has like target values it tries to achieve at a certain load pedal position. It has a particular target value that it's trying to reach. So without having, I have the frequency valve, the boost control valve, how the ECU controls boost pressure. It's no longer in the circuit and no longer utilized by the ECU. So we're trying to kind of control the boost pressure with the throttle plate, keeping the throttle angled down very low at low throttle percentages. And it's not a very good way to do it from what we've seen so far. We're getting close. The car runs well everywhere at higher throttle positions. Everything over, let's say 30-40% throttle, the car runs perfect. It pulls strong, it doesn't do anything weird. Mixture, timing, everything is nice. But when you're just cruising at a steady cruise and you just lean on it a little bit to try to accelerate, it overshoots its torque value, being that it can't control boost pressure, and it goes into like almost like a limp mode or something. It just falls on its face. It pulls the ignition timing really far back. So this whole thing would be kind of resolved if we just stuck with what most people do, which makes sense, is leave the boost control valve in place and let the ECU use that to change boost pressure. But with that, having a external wastegate, like this thing has a big external wastegate. With that in place, you have to have a very light spring in that so that the boost pressure can be controlled at a lower level. So you have to have a light spring, and then even then it's not going to be the same cracking pressure. So you have to do a lot of tuning to kind of get that to work correctly with an external wastegate anyways. And we just wanted to see if we could do it just with a fixed boost pressure. So with this exact setup, this would probably be a lot easier with some kind of standalone engine management, because you could set it up to work completely different. It doesn't use the same, doesn't process things the same way as this one does. But we're getting there. We're just trying to take the throttle angle and make it so that it's at low throttle positions. It opens much less, and it will still build pressure, past the point where we would like it to, but it may put a big enough delay in that where it won't be noticeable. That's kind of what we're hoping for. It's not the best way to do it, but it's what we're trying. So may end up giving up altogether and either switching over to a standalone engine management or putting a light wastegate spring in there and then having to just go through all the programming to make the boost control valve work correctly. But yeah, that's kind of what we've been fighting with. Car runs pretty good, really. It's just a little bit of weirdness. Everything else inside here is coming along fine. I'm gonna start working on the interior pretty soon and pull all this stuff apart and kind of redo it. But yeah, so if anyone has any advice to how to make this work, that would be helpful. Leave it in the comments. Appreciate it. But as I get further along in this, I'll make another video showing you where I'm at, and if we finally get this completely resolved, I'll make another video, driving video or whatever, something else. But it's funny, we actually had this car running a lot better than it is currently until I switched over to this larger intake manifold. And that kind of took that, it flows a lot better. This is an AEB cylinder head, so this is a big port cylinder head. And I had a small port intake manifold on it for a while. And then I think it was restricted enough where at low throttle positions, it was actually kind of fine. It was driving really great. And I pretty much just caused another problem by putting a larger intake on it. But that's the whole point of this car. It's supposed to be fast, so I'm trying to make it breathe well. But yeah, we'll get it under control. Thanks for watching.